Hi everyone, welcome to Love All the Tennis Talk Show. This is episode 3, US Open edition. I'm joined by special guest, the mother, because we went to the US Open together, so we're gonna just do a debrief, tips and tricks, and then just the normal current news stories. As you can tell, we're drinking, my mom is drinking the honey deuce. Cheers, try it, is it good? I have been making this for my family like every single day since the US Open.
Delicious.
Okay, sorry, you say hi.
Hi everyone.
Okay, everyone being like 2 people. Anyway, as you can see, I'm drinking water because TMI, I had like acid reflux last night. Alcohol is not an option for me right now. Anyway, I have the tutorial for the honeydews that you can make at home, the exact one that they use there on my highlight on my Instagram. So at Love All Tennis Talk Show. So I'm gonna go through stories first with this one, and she does not know what I'm saying. I mean, what I have prepared. I'm kind of just like, can you just come do this with me? All right, and then we'll talk a little bit about US Open after, and we'll go from there. First story, this is a relatively breaking news because this happened, I think yesterday is when I saw the Instagram. Karen and wife Veronika welcome baby boy. Do you know him?
No.
He's the Russian, he's like really tall. I'm sure like we were watching him once and she's like, Nikki, come here, like he's cute. And then I like look him up, obviously he's like married and he's my age. There's like a few of them that are married that are my age. Like 23.
Yes, there's quite a few. I'm surprised.
So yeah, I knew he was married. He's married young, like, you know, Daniil Medvedev, he's married, he's 23. Taylor Fritz, you know that American?
He's married too?
He's married and he has a kid.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, good for them.
He's really young too.
Yeah, I think he's actually 23 too. So yes, they say world number 9, Karen Khachanov. Oh, and he's the one that Vasek Pospisil, who we saw, the Canadian, my crush, beat first round. Oh, remember I kept telling you? Mm-hmm. She never remembers. Anyway, world number 9, Karen Khachanov, also don't know if I'm saying that right, but like, I'm the worst with names, has become one of the best players in the world in the last couple of seasons, improving his tennis on a regular basis and, becoming a contender for significant titles. Besides his accomplishments on the court, the young Russian has achieved another one on Saturday with his wife, Veronika, giving birth to a baby boy, making Karen the second player from the new generation who has already become a father after Taylor Fritz. So congrats, wish you all the best. My age, that's cray. Okay, second story, New York Post. Camila Giorgi's rough handshake turns into US Open storm. So Camila Giorgi, this Italian player, was playing first round Maria Sakkari, and the Greek.
We love Maria Sakkari. We got to see her.
Yeah, so she was one of the first ones that we saw when we went like straight there. And this one's like, take pictures of all the Greeks. So we had to see Nick Kyrgios too, which I was like not about seeing because he's like the worst.
Oh, I think he's the best. I love him.
Nick Kyrgios?
Yes.
What about his behavior?
Okay, his behavior, the Greek mama's got to rein him in a little bit. But
I don't think that the mom is not Greek. She's Malaysian. So I know. I didn't know that. I actually
just the dad is Greek.
I think just the dad.
Yeah. Well, that behavior is unacceptable, but like, he's a lot of fun to watch. He really is. True.
I think that's what he's saying because he's under like review or something by the ATP, like could be banned, like truly for his behavior, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm not entertaining at all to watch or anything. So he's like saying that about himself, like don't kick me off.
But I mean, even his, like he just plays. He plays like he doesn't care, yet he's got such raw talent, and it's a shame that he's really not harnessing it because he could be just absolutely more phenomenal than what, you know, he shows on the court.
Yeah, I think he even says that. Like I think I was telling you a few months ago, or like I think I mentioned it in here too, the No Challenges Remaining podcast that he did a few months ago, and he was like talking to this reporter and just basically like sat down and was like, yeah, like I like literally don't care. He's like, sometimes I do, like sometimes I don't. He literally said, I am literally probably the least hard worker on the tour.
I don't think he works hard at all. Does he even have it? I don't even think he has a coach. Does he have a coach?
I don't know actually, because I know that he did.
I'm not even sure if he does.
Right.
Does he even train? I wouldn't be surprised if he like barely trains. I think he definitely doesn't train like the other guys.
No. He literally was like, I don't like
he does
practice.
The minimum, but
he does the minimum.
For doing the minimum, he's phenomenal. I mean, he just gets up there, he serves, boom. You know, winner here, winner there. He is really fun to watch though. As long as he's behaving himself. When he misbehaves, then it's not so fun to watch.
Right. Okay. Anyway, back to the other Greek, Maria Sakkari. So they were playing first round US Open and Maria won 6-1, 6-0. And so Camila obviously was like fuming and literally just like goes in and like shoves her out of the way. And
that handshake, that even wasn't a handshake. That was horrible.
No.
Yeah, but there's tennis etiquette, and you just don't act like that.
Yeah, and she's actually known for doing this because it says Georgie delivered a quick, brusque grab of Sakkari's hand and almost pushed the Greek star out of her way at the same time. It has another video on the New York Post article, which I will link in the description. In 2014, she gave Caroline Wozniacki the same treatment, and the clip went viral then too. She is just a sore loser.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the etiquette. You should be, no offense, pissed at yourself if you lost.
If you lose, it's your own fault. It's nobody else's fault.
I doubt, I don't know if I said this, but it says that Sakkari is widely considered one of the nicest players on tour. And she is, if you follow her Instagram, she is just so genuine
she
and
was adorable.
so
She's phenomenal.
cute.
Phenomenal on the court, watching her in person.
Yes, and we were literally sitting there in the stands and trying to look for her team and who she was looking at. We're trying to find the Greeks, but do we see them? Well, we had to leave. So we saw a set and a half of her.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So
there were Greeks around though.
Yes.
But you would not let me clap. You wouldn't let me say any Greek words.
Okay, because this one was screaming, and I'm like, Mom, because
I was so excited to see her, and I wanted her to know the Greeks were supporting her.
I know.
You wouldn't let me.
Well, I wouldn't not let you. It was just let's simmer down.
You would
for 5
not
seconds.
let me. Trust me, she would not let me.
Well, we were the only ones screaming, and
no, there were other people screaming.
Okay, anyway, I just said let's take it down 2 notches, not completely stop. I'm sorry. I should let you be you. Anyway, now the next story is you're gonna have a lot to say on this, I think. Tennis experts are beginning to doubt Serena Williams' ability to break the Grand Slam record, but her status as the greatest of all time doesn't hinge on it. I agree that everyone's gonna think she's the greatest of all time. She doesn't need to get to the 24 to be considered the greatest of all time. She is. There is no question about it. She is
beyond phenomenal. And I really wasn't a big fan of hers for the longest time.
Because I said this before, it was kind of she was, we talked about
it was kind of annoying because she beat everybody all the time. So
there wasn't even a chance.
But now I've come to respect her a bit more. I think she's getting too nervous, because she did fine up until the last match, until the final match, and then she fell apart.
People were cracking under the pressure. I saw Wang, her match against her, and then who played her, right? Oh, Svitolina. And I think that was both 2 sets. I believe that was 2 sets.
Well, I know. No, I did. Yeah, I did watch. She was beating them in 2 sets.
It was old Serena, literally plowing through them.
But the teenager that she played was her identical twin. They had the same style of play.
The commentators, I did pick up, they're she has Serena's forehand. She is Serena.
She got everything back, and she wasn't intimidated at all for being so young.
God, I know.
She was phenomenal.
She's 19.
She really, that's unbelievable.
That's 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
4 years younger than me.
Well, I have a 19-year-old
I know, my sister's 19.
And she plays tennis, but she doesn't play like that. But that was, at least Serena conducted herself better this year than last year.
But also, oh my God, I know. I think people are saying they're beginning to doubt her ability after this one, because I think US Open last year was kind of a fluke. She could have won it, and then all that stuff happened and whatever. So I don't think she
was too much in her head last year.
And then the whole drama. So I don't even think people even consider that. And then I don't know.
This year,
I forget. No, but even Wimbledon, and she was in a final in between. I think she's had 4 since she came back from.
Yes, and she hasn't won any of them.
But I'm only thinking of Wimbledon now, and that was Simona Halep. But you could say at Wimbledon, Simona was on her game. She was not letting her. Simona played really better.
Yeah,
I think that they were, obviously Bianca played better, but it wasn't Simona was on fire, on fuego.
But for this final, this was the first time that you could see Serena was getting upset. Her face, you could, the first time I ever saw that she had doubt in her face.
But then her comeback in the second set,
I was a little bit, but it wasn't enough.
I think it was a little too late. She needed to have that fire.
Was just, I think she had nothing to lose. So she just went out there and just gave it her all.
Matteo, you were that's what you were saying when we were watching the Rafa and Matteo Berrettini. And you're he didn't look like he was cracking under the pressure either at first. He was you got nothing to lose, so I might as well do this drop shot or not play safe because nothing to lose.
Whether Serena can do it again, I don't know, but I think the nerves, I think the pressure, it's probably pressure from everywhere.
I know.
So I kind of feel bad.
I wanted her to see this one, and then honestly I thought she would retire.
No, she's never going to retire. These top players, I don't think so.
Because I wonder, so then she maybe get 24, and then she wants to get one more to be like 25,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't think
And then
she
she was
will.
gonna, like, whatever, because like I feel like she loves her baby so much, she's so cute, like she probably wants to have another kid, I would assume. I mean, this is like based off like no facts whatsoever, but
I don't know. These champions, I mean...
oh yeah, Roger Federer's like, yeah, I'm gonna play till I'm 40, like...
Oh yeah, I don't see Roger, Djokovic, Nadal, unless injury keeps them away, they're going to keep playing for lots of years, and I don't see Serena going anywhere.
I think you're right. She's getting another one. Do you understand like the whole Margaret Court 24 thing? Because I didn't honestly understand it, because I'm like, what do you mean Serena hasn't won all the most Grand Slams? So Margaret Court, it literally says, this is a Business Insider. Again, I have it like linked at the bottom. For anyone who doesn't follow tennis closely, it may come as a surprise that Serena Williams does not hold the record for most Grand Slam wins. Margaret Court set the record, a controversial Australian player who netted her 24 Grand Slam titles in the 60s and 70s. Right. But the whole thing with her is the Open era began in 1968, and her career like overlapped with that. So professional players were allowed to compete in Grand Slams. So she won more than half of her Grand Slams before the professionals competed. So she was only competing with other amateurs.
So that's why she won, because she was competing with amateurs and not professionals? Is that what you're saying?
Right, so she had like half of her, she won more than half of her
so
Grand Slams.
So it was easier for her to win half of them.
That's what I know, they always say, the commentators are always like, open era, and like, I don't know, I guess I'm like,
what that was either.
I know, I'm like, modern day? Like, I didn't know it was exactly like 1968.
Well, that sort of makes sense
right.
then.
Then
I would think half of them shouldn't count.
Right, but like technically they are Grand Slam. She is the Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, but if you're playing against amateurs and not professionals.
But that's how it was before 1968. But they say with or without tying Court's record, many believe Williams will be remembered as the greatest of all time. Like, true. They say no other player has reached more US Open finals in the Open era. No other player has fought harder or longer, with perhaps the exception of her phenomenal sister Venus. No. True, because you forget that Venus is older than Serena, and she's like still getting into like quarterfinals, and
yes.
I feel like she's a very consistent, like she'll get through like a few rounds.
Yes.
And then as of late, I don't know the last time she won a Grand Slam or like a final, but
according to our cup here.
Oh yeah, they have the US Open Cup.
2001
was the last time that
or
Venus
2000. What's it say over there? That's the last time Venus won.
The last time Venus won was 2001, and then last time Serena won was 2014.
I think the big thing with Serena is she hasn't won a final since she had the baby. That's the whole thing.
It's not like she can't physically do it.
Yeah, I think
that's also in her head too.
The pressure, because I think she just wants to prove that you can be a mother and still.
Yeah.
So it's just the pressure. She has the ability, and I think she will do it, but it might take her a little bit longer.
Yes, I agree. Because it's not like she had the baby and she's like losing in the second round or losing in the third and just literally can't get her fitness back.
She was not.
Yeah, she didn't get her mojo
she really
back.
Wasn't, but watching her this year, she definitely, the fitness level is back, her play is back. It's just the nerves, and I think it was just before, like, if she was losing, she could come back so easily, and I think it's harder because it means so much to her now. Since the baby. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, like obviously they say in interviews and stuff like, oh, I'm not thinking about that, I'm not thinking about that.
She's not going to admit
but it's like, how could you not? I don't know.
She has to be, because that's the only other pressure is I have to prove myself since I had a baby. I think that's the only thing that's changed for her.
And then also...
And that baby is cute.
I know, she's so
really cute.
The other thing is, that's why I want to see more babies, like, because they're so cute. And I think that she just, like... I guess it's hard. You can't just give it up. But I'm like, I also want her to retire and like have a life. And I'm like, that is her life.
That is her life.
That is her life.
I mean,
and she has other things going on. Like she did like a fashion line and stuff.
So I mean, it's her passion.
Yeah, she'll do it. She'll definitely do it. But can I just mention one more thing? Her outfits, like I'm
horrible.
But I'm not even.
They're absolutely horrible.
I know. Like I'm not even talking about like the cat suit and like whatever. But why does she insist on wearing long sleeves? It is freaking hot. She came out. Do you see?
No, but it could be
like a compression or something.
Yes, she might be doing that. I know. I think I read that she wears compression stockings because there's something going on. It could be that she needs it for her arms too.
Really?
Because how could you wear that?
if you look at this, I mean, like you probably saw it, but you can go on Business Insider. I'll link it, but like if you just Google final, she's wearing a lavender light purple.
I really think there's an issue.
Sleeve.
That's why she's wearing it.
Because she comes out and she walks out with her bag and everything, and she's already has like the sweat stain on her underarm, and I'm like, that just, I mean, when I would play tennis and like have like sweat here, or like if I had to wear a short sleeve for some reason and not a tank top, it would just bother me, like the stickiness, like whatever. So having it, and by the end, her entire body up here was like, you could tell because it got darker.
No one
and I was
sweats like Rafa though.
Oh, no one sweats like Rafa.
After the first game, the man is dripping wet. I can't even watch it sometimes. Dripping wet.
We actually are like, is this a medical condition? I mean, it's working for him, but like, that's an
crazy.
issue. Right?
That's crazy.
Okay, yeah, but anyway, I think she'll do it, and
I think she will too.
I have faith. Okay, story number 4. And this was interesting to me, and I don't know if you know this or not. Why do male tennis players at the US Open reject balls more often than the women do? It says, okay, it's a familiar ritual. Ahead of serve, a tennis player will be brought 2 or 3, even 4 balls by a waiting ball boy or ball girl. One by one, the player will test out each ball, perhaps bouncing off the floor or on the racket, cupping it in their hands. Any balls found wanting will be chucked away, while the ones deemed acceptable are duly thrown into the air and walloped across the net. Okay, but what's the difference between the balls that make the cut and those that don't? And why do male players seem
with the fuzz on
so much pickier? Okay, so you do know. You're right. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought it was like a superstition or like something like that, where they just like
to fuzz.
I literally was like, oh my god, mystery solved. Mystery solved. And they say most tennis balls are the same at the US Open. However, the balls played by men and women are subtly different. Men use the Wilson's Extra Duty version with a black Wilson logo and a red US Open print. Due to the WTA regulations, women use different balls, regular duty with the colors reversed. They're both the same size, type 2, but the regular duty balls are a little bit sleeker with shorter fibers and play a little faster by consequence. So the women's play a little bit faster by consequence. We were sitting there, and I had been to the US Open before with like my high school tennis team, and I didn't pay attention to like the speed or whatever. It's like literally looking at the cue boys. But we were sitting there and we were like, oh my god, the women are like pounding them across the net. It just seems so much faster, I guess, with like maybe less spin or like something.
And I still can't understand why when you're watching it on TV, it looks so slow. Like even the men playing, it just looks like they're just leisurely, bebopping it back and forth. But then when you see it it's like in person,
oh my god, it's like literally going like this.
Yeah, you're I don't know. I just don't understand why the TV makes it look slower. But
even when we were up watching,
but I still
Lopez,
think the
remember?
girls, that might make sense. The girls' balls looked like they were going faster than the boys.
They did, and we were like,
yeah.
And I didn't really.
Girls were just whipping back and forth.
It's hard to tell on TV. It really is a different game, women's and men's tennis. The long fibers, the extra duty balls, the ones that the men are using, have greater potential to be bashed around in use, making the fuzzy felt even fluffier. So to minimize the perceived drag as the ball soars over the net, male players generally prefer balls to be as unfluffed as possible and will select accordingly, even if it says however slight the difference. So for female players, there's less variation, hence less need to pick and choose. It says that Roger Federer says that he'll look for the fastest ball for the first serve, like makes sense. And he said, I don't always do it, depends like when the balls get used and the rallies are long, obviously. Some balls really fluff up. But then Joe Wilfred Tsonga said, I think this one is good, I think this one is good, they're all the same to him. So I guess aerodynamics, like it's science, I guess.
How much of a difference is a little fuzz going to make? But I guess I'm not a professional.
But
so
yeah.
I can't even tell sometimes when the ball is dead
yeah, me too.
until I hit it.
Yeah, so true. I thought that I was like unlocking this big mystery, and I was like, oh my god, I never knew, like whatever, because they do. I feel like when I would, when I would play like high school tennis, like I'd have like 2 balls and I'd like try to decide literally for no reason whatsoever. But apparently there's a reason. I thought that was interesting. Okay, so story number 5. Rafael Nadal defends Novak Djokovic after US Open booing. He didn't deserve that. Rafael Nadal defended his great Novak Djokovic, I guess his great opponent or something, or rival, whatever. It just says his great. After he was booed by the US Open fans when he retired against Stan Wawrinka on Sunday. So Djokovic again had been struggling with a shoulder injury before the tournament and throughout the tournament, and after falling 2 sets in a breakdown to Stan Wawrinka, he decided to retire from the match. And I had just stopped watching right before he retired because you could tell something was wrong with him. He just wasn't himself, like at all. And in his past in the matches, like his earlier rounds, between like every changeover, like he was having someone come like rub it and like whatever. But he wasn't doing it. I think playing against. No, he was. Wawrinka, was he? He was like the physio person, or I guess the trainer, physical
PT
something.
person.
Yeah, the PT person was coming and like was rubbing it. And even when he came out, because I watched, I don't know if you saw, but I had like turned it on like
He just
right
wasn't
before.
his jovial self, like at all.
He literally was like so
just
soft spoken at the the person interviews them for like 2 seconds before they walk onto the court, and I just like sat down to watch it. And usually I'll just like literally start watching it when like they do the first serve, and he was just like, I'm like, this does not seem like him, like something is up. And then the person said like, and how's your shoulder? He like wouldn't answer. He just said like, well, I'm just gonna play. I guess they don't want to say like if it's serious or if it's not. But
I think he was really worried about it.
I think he was worried.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He just had a weird look on his face.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, the announcement of his withdrawal drew a negative reaction from the crowd on Arthur Ashe Stadium, and the 2018 champion was jeered as he packed his bags and walked off the court. After the match, Djokovic said he could understand the backlash and refused to criticize the spectators. And then Rafa basically said he made it clear that Djokovic would not have quit unless he absolutely had to, which is true.
Yeah, I believe that too. He would have fought.
I think it was just didn't want to do more damage than good.
I mean, I can understand
irreversible
people.
or
I can
something.
understand people being upset. You know, you paid a lot of money for this ticket.
I guess you're right.
You want to see them play,
and it's 2 people. Like that was one of the earlier rounds where it was like 2 super famous, like Djokovic and Veronika.
So
like
but I mean, yeah, if you have an injury, you're certainly not going to keep.
that's like Serena Rogers Cup against the same girl with her back. It was still in the first set and she retired. But he said, I believe that he's a super athlete. If he had to go, he was not able to continue at all. For him, it is much more painful than for anyone.
He wanted to win this. He did not want to leave, which is why he probably played in the first place when he probably shouldn't have.
Right, I agree. And honestly, I'm like thinking if it was anyone other than like Stan, would he have? Because he's a hard opponent, a worthy opponent.
True, but you know, if you're not at your best, anyone can beat you at any time.
Yeah, that's very true. Were we watching it together and we stopped watching it after the first?
No, I think I was.
I don't think I was home or something.
I was watching it, and then I just sort of.
No, I was because I saw the beginning.
I stopped.
Remember.
Was it? I don't remember. Was it on late? Maybe I was.
No. Actually, I think I went to go upstairs and take a shower. And I was like, this is
and I was
nervous.
like, I couldn't watch
because
it
Stan was
just,
winning.
Yeah, he just wasn't playing himself, and I'm like, I just can't watch this anymore.
Yes, because I didn't hear the boos and stuff, and I literally think like you kind of went in to make dinner.
Off right when I think like the game before he left, and I was shocked like the next morning finding out that he had retired.
Yes, because remember
came at the Open when we were sitting down, we had that guy who was telling us.
Oh yeah. We were watching Vasek Pospisil. And this guy sitting in front of us, like you just get to chatting because we're like sitting on bleachers.
He was just being super friendly, and he was
we're like, okay.
He was giving us false information. He was telling us like, I predict that Stan will take down Djokovic, and we're looking at him. We're like,
well, no. Okay. Also, like I wanted to see. Vasek was playing against the American tennis Sandgren. And so
that
obviously,
was a good match.
And that was the last match of the day. Like I needed to see that because like I'm obsessed with Vasek Pospisil. So we're sitting down. I'm like, yes, like my man's about to play, and we're like front row. And then he's like, yeah, the American's gonna win. And I was like, okay. And he's like, why are they all cheering for the Canadian? Like this is the American. And I was like, okay. And my mom's like, oh, she loves him. And I was like, okay, like let's stop like spreading this around because like everyone can hear me. I'm like embarrassed that you're like saying that.
Yeah, but there were a lot of Canadians at that match.
Yeah, there were. Then he was like, oh, and then also Djokovic is going down. He goes, I predict an upset. He's going to be taken down. And I was like, Mama goes, oh, that's her other favorite player.
Yeah, so we don't like.
And so he was just like saying, and he also said, but then Djokovic retired, so he wasn't technically true. That wasn't technically true. I mean, that wasn't like, yes, Stan made it, but
because Djokovic retired and there was something wrong with him, or that could have been a completely different match.
I guess you don't know. Like he could have won anyway.
I mean, he still could have, but who knows?
And then he also like just said like randomly, there was other things too, but I remember he said Denis Shapovalov is
did he say he was
6'3",
like 6'3" or 6'4"?
Yeah, he's a giant. He's a giant. Like he doesn't look like it on TV, but he is. And I was like, no, I know for a fact he's like maybe 6 feet tall. So we were just like,
yeah, he said talking to this man that were like weird, but
like it was just like he wasn't trying to like be telling lies, but he just like was. There were other things, but we were just letting him.
I can't remember the other things.
I'm like, what are we gonna?
He was actually hysterical, so we're just like, okay. Remember, he wanted us to save his seat.
Oh yeah, so with the towel.
He put his towel down. He's like, don't let anybody sit here. We're like okay.
Meanwhile, people are coming. Like the workers are like, no saving seat. He's like, so can you say this?
Okay.
A gentleman, like someone goes down, we're like, a gentleman is sitting there. Like,
he was an older guy.
I know. We're gonna like get in a fight with him, like over this. I was just like, let him believe that Denis is 6'3". It's not harming me in any way. So yeah, he was here anyway. But like, yeah, crowds are tough, and they like booed him. Like, yeah, I get it, but also it's also like tennis etiquette for the crowd too, which I guess New York is known for being like rowdy, especially at night, because it's like the drunk New Yorkers and like whatever. Even like, you know, Medvedev like had that whole thing with the crowd because they were just like rowdy.
I don't think anyone should boo. I think like you clap. I think you can cheer for your favorite player, but you should cheer when they hit a good shot. I don't like when people cheer when someone misses.
Or like double faults.
Yeah, it's like that shouldn't be cheered for.
Like literally in my head, I'm like, double fault, double fault, double fault, double fault. I'll never admit it.
Anything.
I would never admit it, or I'll never clap when they actually do double fault if I want the other person to win.
I don't like that.
But I know it's hard to cheer. That's just like rude.
But you shouldn't. You cheer when someone plays well.
Right.
And you can cheer if the person you're rooting for is winning, but I just don't cheer when someone hits a bad shot or, like you said, double faults.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Anyway, Rafa, that was nice. I think they all have like tremendous respect for each other. Like that's that. There can be drama, I guess, but I think they all know, you know, the respect that they have for each other. So... okay, this is another Rafa story number 6, final story. And I do 6 stories because 6 games, you get to 6 in a set. I know, so there's a method to my madness. So I don't think you have even, I have not let her watch any of the things or like listen.
To watch anything yet.
Because
hear anything.
Like this is episode 3, it's just like a work in progress, you know? Like I can't even physically watch or listen to the first 2 episodes of this because it's just like, bear with me, people. Okay. So, story number 6. Also, I feel like I'm talking at an extremely fast pace. I think you can slow down the speed if you're listening to a podcast.
That's okay. Move on to story 6. What's story 6?
Okay. Rafael Nadal urges ATP officials against making huge mistake in Grand Slam decision. Rafael Nadal is firmly against ATP officials making a big mistake by stopping men's Grand Slam matches from being the best of 5 sets. Former world number 1 and 6-time Wimbledon champion Billie Jean King recently called for an end to 5-set matches for men at Grand Slams. Grand Slams are now the only tournaments on the calendar which are the best of 5 sets. With the increase of injuries on tour, some have echoed King's view of a radical change to the major tournaments. What are your thoughts?
It would be done so quickly.
It would be done so quickly. The women's sometimes is done.
Yes, I feel like the women's is done too quickly also. I know like some people don't, it could go on for so long, but if you love watching tennis matches, you want to see a 5-setter. You want to see both guys fighting, even if I want my guy to win in 3 sets. I still would like to see a little challenge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I just want 4 sets. I just want it to go on a little bit longer, even though you want your man to like win in 3. But I also agree that it would just be done.
I know that's a controversy, and I know they think more people will watch if it's shorter, but I don't think so. You either love to watch tennis or you don't, and if you love to watch tennis, you want to see a really good competitive match.
Yeah, like when we're watching for the finals and like everything and semis like on TV at night, it's like fine. But if we were there, sitting there, like it could take 5 hours for a second round match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you pay a lot of money to be sitting there. I don't know.
But
I guess I don't really watch.
We like bebopped around.
Because I can say, like, I don't watch baseball because it's so long. Like, it's boring. I love ice hockey. Baseball? And I guess, like, ice hockey and football aren't that long. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it's up to the players if they want to play.
Our attention spans are just very,
See, but tennis, though, I can watch for 4 hours or 5. I love it.
But I guess they're citing, like, or they're saying that, again, injuries. So it says Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, and Nadal have all suffered injuries during a Grand Slam tournament, which have led them to pull out or retire mid-match. I guess, like, if you're injured, you'd also retire out of a 3-setter, or best of 3. But then it says, critics believe...
Yeah, because if you were injured, you would have lost by the time it was like 3-setter.
So critics believe the best of 5-set matches take too much out of the players. The last 2 men's Grand Slam finals have gone to 5 sets, both matches lasting close to 5 hours.
But they're epic. That's what you want to see.
That's what I think. But Nadal believes that taking away that would have a negative effect on the sport, and he wants to stick to tradition. He said the debate should not be here. You tell him. He said, you should look at it for what makes tennis more interesting from a fan's point of view. I think the Sunday match against Medvedev was a very attractive one, and it was a long one, but we were playing for a Grand Slam. He said, I'm the first in testing things, but in a Grand Slam, it's important that the tradition is still there. It makes the matches being remembered. Agreed. Case closed.
I think they should keep it, but I would assume it would be up to the players. If anyone should decide, it should be the players. They're the ones playing.
Yeah, he said in the end of the year, when you speak about the best matches, it's the longest one that was so close and had that had some drama.
Yeah, always.
But you know what I could be maybe for, instead of a fifth set, doing like a tiebreaker for the fifth set. Like that's where I could compromise, maybe.
Oh yeah, you could
Like
do
something
a
like that,
instead of
set.
a whole set. That would definitely.
Yeah, right?
You
Like,
could do
if
that.
anything-
but I still think it should still be 3 out of 5.
It's only the Grand Slams that do this anyway.
Yeah, there's
So-
only 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not for us to decide though.
Team Rafa on that one. So, okay, that is all the stories that we have for today. So, I hope you are all caught up. Now, did I even tell you? No,
You've told me
this one
nothing.
knows nothing
you
about it.
You just said, come and sit down, put the microphone on.
No,
and
literally, I
talk.
was like, sit.
That's it.
Well,
That's
she's
all I
always
know.
chirping in the background anyway. I'm like, I might as well give this one the mic.
At least I got a honey deuce out of it, so.
Yeah, true. Okay, so I do the ins and outs of tennis, which I kind of just started, and I was like, I don't know how original that is, but like I did think of it, but it's just like something else to do. So basically, okay, an in that I had, it was just like something good, like something bad, is Rafa was sleeveless once again. His arms. It's just eye candy. It's just let him be.
Oh, there's lots of eye candy out there.
There is.
Too bad most of them are too young for me. And it feels bad looking at them, but a lot of these European men, they look like they're in their 30s, and then like I'll look them up and they're like 20 something.
Oh, you like Del Potro?
Americans
this one was
do
like,
not look like
legit had a
that.
crush, and she was like, oh, like
He
Del Potro.
had to be in his
But she's
mid-30s,
like,
I thought.
She's like, I don't feel that bad because he's like obviously in his mid-30s, and I'm like, he's like at this time
It was
like
my
27.
girlfriend. Yeah, I think he was he might have been 25 or 26, and my girlfriend's like, he's like as old as one of your daughters, and I was like, oh, that's embarrassing now because I thought he was so much older.
I don't really, you really never know. Well, the ones that are my age anyway can't even be eye candy because they're married with kids. Anyway, I can still look at Rafa's arms. So in this, I did see. It said it was the first time that Rafa was sleeveless in a Grand Slam final or title since 2008. So I guess he wears them on and off, but then maybe for the finals,
I didn't really notice.
Because I know that for a while he like didn't wear the sleeveless, but he was like kind of known for that.
Well, years and years ago,
Right,
if you see
right.
pictures of him, he looks ridiculous.
Because he's the like muscle tee.
Yes, the muscle tee and the long shorts, or
But like he needs it because of his sweating issue, as we had discussed before.
poor guy.
It's like truly game 2. It's like
No, it's game 1.
It's love 30.
If you look at him
It
at the
is
first
2
game,
points.
he is sweating. By game 2, it's off of his face. Like his nose is dripping, everything.
I
don't know how he can play like that.
I have never seen that before. I haven't seen it in the Olympics, like track and field. I haven't seen it.
I think he's so intense, and like they say, like
every way.
every point, like he's playing like it's his last point, and I just think he's just
The body is just like
he's just he is
Extremely.
remarkable when you watch him, how like focused
Yeah.
and intense he is with each point. I play tennis, and half the time I'm talking to this one, laughing with that one, you know, and I'm like, oh look, 3 points have just gone by. I better
you're
start
like, oh,
focusing.
I'm literally not sweating at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'd rather be like sweating a lot and winning.
No, I just think he's just
But-
so intense.
But then also the purple. Did that catch you by surprise? The purple ensemble.
No, not at all.
But he said about it because I mean I was just like, okay, we're with the purple. Like I wasn't expecting
I just
it.
always laugh that when he's done, he takes off his shirt and he doesn't put another shirt on. He just puts like a warm-up jacket and zips it up.
Oh, the tracksuit thing when
Yeah.
he wins.
He just always does that like after a match.
Oh, I guess because
Like
he's
why doesn't he just
literally-
put another shirt? Like I don't know. That would
No, because he's dripping. He's peeling that
to
off.
put a jacket on. I would
guess
think
it just-
that's comfortable. I don't know. That's just me. But he just always puts. I always notice that
Yeah.
he puts a jacket on, not another shirt when he's done playing. And he had the matching hat, and I think at one point he was pulling like the tags off of it, like they were brand new.
Like, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But then he said, just like a little tidbit, he said about his purple outfit, I just like the color. I think it's a happy color. Because I think people
You're
are
wearing
like
it
purple.
today. Yours is a little
Yeah.
lighter, but yeah.
I do like purple. Okay, that's all for him. And then I had another in, just like Medvedev, like just the summer that he's had and just winning. And he's kind of like came out the woodworks. Like
he was-
You know who's pissed? And I said this before, Zverev. Because Zverev has been like his age. He might be a year or two younger. I think Zverev is now 22, maybe 21.
I don't know how old he is.
But he was
He's
always
young,
like,
too.
I mean, I've said this before in like another episode, that he was always like number 4, number 5, like always right behind them, but he could not get through the slams. I mean, that's a known thing. And this one comes.
I don't know where
and
this
like
guy came from.
randomly is in.
He was
this entire summer?
He was another one. Like he goes to serve, you know, just like boom, 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 boom. Not even like thinking about it. Not even you know, like where am I gonna?
It almost looked like he was like about to juggle. He just like threw it up and hit.
Yeah,
I was like,
and-
oh, okay.
He was.
Caught me off
It
guard.
was almost like he could really read his opponent, and he knew where that ball was coming back.
And
obviously he still had ability. And
Right.
you couldn't tell how fast he was hitting the ball. And then at one point, I was watching with your father, and they showed a little blip of him at a practice session.
Mm-hmm.
And since this camera was so close to him, you can see the speed of the ball better. I mean, he just whipped that.
You really can't tell on the TV.
But in this, because I think they zoomed in on him, you could see it. And your father was like, oh my God, look how fast that ball's going.
Right. And he wasn't even there with us. We were telling my dad, we were like, you do not understand the speed of these balls. It is like
But
crazy.
He definitely, but like he was so serious when he was playing. And then they zoom into his box, and his wife is just like stone faced there. Like
I know, but
she
they
didn't
all are kind of.
She didn't show any excitement. She didn't show. I'm thinking
not
she
with
looked
the wife.
bored.
I mean, I guess if she's like a tennis wife, she's just.
But
I know we were.
it was just weird.
But I
She
guess
didn't-
but sometimes that's the same with like I guess like
No,
America Federer
because-
does do
no,
like emotions
if you
and she does
see
cheer.
Federer's wife, you
We're
see
Nadal.
reaction.
But
Nadal's
sometimes-
fiance, she's adorable.
We love.
She's just
her.
so cute, and she stands
I love
up,
her.
she cheers,
Yeah,
she
she
shows
does.
emotion. Djokovic's wife, she shows emotion.
Yeah,
this one
they
was
all-
just sitting there. I swear, she just looked bored the entire time.
Yeah, I was like looking them up, and they just got married like I think a few months ago or like maybe a year ago, and I was like, yeah, wouldn't we be also like? I mean, I guess you could do whatever, but if your like man is in the final, I would be in the
Show
box
some
with the
excitement.
blowout, with like everything. And she
Yeah.
just kind of like had her hair like
Yeah, it's
Just
like,
kinda
whatever.
in a pony or like in a bun, and just with this like casual thing on. And like Nadal's wife is rather casual, I think. When she like is in spot, she was just wearing jeans and a
Nadal's
t-shirt.
fiance.
Oh, fiance, soon to be.
Yeah,
wife.
she does tend to
And
be
even Djokovic's wife
a
as of
little
late.
more- yeah.
I think it's just a U.S.
I
Open.
really think Federer's wife dresses the best. She's adorable too.
She's
I love her. And
freaking
those
elegant.
kids are
Are
just
beauty and
too
grace.
cute.
Yes.
Just too cute.
all of their kids are cute.
Well,
I
all
want to see
these
Rafa's kids.
Oh, they
Yeah,
will have.
yeah.
They will have cute babies.
Yeah.
Even Djokovic's.
The boy, and we have yet to see the girl. We have yet to see Andy Murray's kids. Any of them. I think the girl should be like 5 now. He has 2 daughters. He has 2 daughters.
No
he has
way.
2 daughters. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Because they haven't shown him. I mean, they only show Djokovic's at
Well, he's
the
not
Wimbledon.
playing. When's the last time Andy Murray played?
He's getting back into it now. I was actually going to do a story on him, but I did another one. Like I don't think he played
Well,
singles. He's playing singles in the next tournament coming up, I believe.
Okay.
Or something like that.
I'll have to look
but he's
for him.
he's like rehabbing, or he's like getting back. He was playing like
He wasn't one
challenger
of,
tours, I think.
He wasn't one of my favorite players, but I'm kind of growing
That's
to
what I
like
said
him
too.
a bit more.
Oh yeah, you do have to watch the episode. I said
You
that.
know, and
Because we used to hate him, like hate on
let's
him.
not say hate. We
No,
we
but I just like wanted him to lose. Like I didn't like him at
and
all.
I don't know why. We
And
just-
now there was an interview. I caught myself literally watching like this. I was like so happy for him. He's like,
well,
I'm
how
getting
about
back
he was
there.
in our area practicing like a year ago.
Oh, I literally go on a whole tangent on this. Like I think on episode 2.
Wow.
I do because
Someone I know saw him
I
and
literally
like had a
said someone
picture
I know,
with him
yeah.
because he was
Someone I know.
Hold it, where was he playing?
was he at Julian Krinsky or was he at a upper
Was he at Gulf Mills?
Dublin?
No, Gulf Mills. I think the Julian Krinsky place. Yes, I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
he was practicing
With your, like,
and some of
friend,
my
yeah.
friends were there, so they got a photo with him.
And then again,
and then
you
it was
know-
at the King Prussia Mall.
Where one of my friends saw him. Yeah, so I don't know if was his family here. They very well could have. This is like a very good area to like lay low in.
Why is he training in like
I have no
Pennsylvania?
idea. I have no idea. Maybe he was like getting like surgery or something at Penn. Like I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I know it was very odd. We were like, okay, you're welcome here, but like, why you here?
I just wish we knew so we could have seen him.
I don't remember, and I even say that day, remember, I was applying for jobs, and I wanted to go to the mall, and you said you can't leave until you apply to like 3 jobs or something, and I literally saw my
you
friends
missed them,
like,
that's right.
I saw my friends like Instagram, and I was like, at the mall in which I was planning to go to, and got banned like a 5-year-old, that I had to like finish an activity before I could leave the house, even though I had my own money, had my own license, had the car to drive, so yeah. Anyway, so that was that. Yeah, so Medvedev he's an in. I think he's really cute, and I really do like him though, because again, Novak is my favorite. So even though, like, as you can see, I like
They
them all.
say their styles are very
Yes,
similar.
He said that their styles, like I watched an interview. I don't know. I don't know if it was US Open, something on the app or like something, and he said he admires like Djokovic the best because his playing style is the most similar to Djokovic, is what he strives to be. And then they were saying too, Medvedev was like a backboard. That's what they always say about Djokovic, like he's a brick wall. Like he just gets everything back.
Well, that definitely was him. And
it's like Djokovic but taller.
But I don't understand. He was so skinny.
I know, but sometimes they always
didn't even last for
skinny.
5 hours. Yeah, but he was skinnier than Djokovic. I just don't understand. He didn't seem to have enough meat on his bones to last that long. I mean, I live and they barely eat or drink anything in between. It's like sips.
Yeah,
I guzzle the water.
They go.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so he is doing well. Okay, the out is just the possibility of a serious shoulder injury for Novak.
Oh, let's not even think about it.
I know. So he said, the only thing that he said when he gave an update was, I'm having a wonderful time with my family and actively working on my recovery so I can be ready for the Asian swing. My health is always top priority, and as soon as I'm ready, I'll be back. Be more vague. Literally, that gives us no information.
Well, what's he gonna say?
I mean, like, I guess he doesn't want to give away his whatever, but I would like to see, this is what's wrong with it. But you never give away that information, I guess.
I was gonna say, you don't ever want to let the opponents know what's really wrong or how long you're gonna be, and sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah, and he's probably like scary for him too, but I was just like,
well, the older you get an injury.
The longer it takes.
The longer the recovery is. And he had
the whole thing with his 2017 to 2016, 2017, like injury was the elbow. That was his thing. So it wasn't even the shoulder. So that was just, and then the other out was some of our favorites getting out early in the first round. Tsitsipas team.
Tsitsipas, the other Greek.
I know.
I'm so upset.
I wanted for just the fact that I literally wanted to see him play, and he, multiple times, and he was out in the first round. No one was expecting it. I guess he was seeded number 8, I believe. And I mean, the same thing happened with Wimbledon.
I did not watch that match, so I don't know anything about it.
I was at work. I was like, I'll watch him in the semis.
Oh, that's what I figured. I'll watch him later in the week. Not a big deal. I'm really upset I missed it.
And we were so he's another one of my crushes. I just literally call them all I love them all.
God.
I know, but he's Greek, so I just love them too. I literally just love everyone. And we were watching Maria Sakkari, and they're obviously friends. They were in the Hopman Cup together. Did you see them at the Hopman Cup?
No.
Okay. But
the year I was there, it was Jack Sock.
Oh, you were there last
Coco Vandeweghe.
Well,
no, because I went to Australia and the Hopman Cup had been finished already, so I missed it. I know, I was really upset.
Oh, yeah.
So next time I go to Australia, I will not miss the Hopman's Cup again.
I know. Same. When I was there a few years ago, it was I had graduated, and I was I guess, but I just kind of want to be at the beach. So I didn't even ask my cousins to go.
But don't you remember?
Yes, Alexis.
2 years before,
my older sister got me.
She went.
Novak was there, and I was FaceTiming my sister. It was at night for them, and I had just woken up, so I had my glasses on. My face is puffy.
You looked like it was all puffy. It was hysterical.
And my hair is obviously disaster. So I just was talking to her, and then she, unbeknownst to me, screenshots that, has my cousins printed out on their legit printer, and brings that to him, and that's what he signed. I actually think that I threw it away because I was so furious. I don't think I have it still. I know we joke about it.
You had it upstairs, but he signed a tennis ball.
Yeah, we had the tennis ball.
And she got to see him twice, and he took pictures. He was really, really nice. Really nice. And you were crying. Remember, you were I can't believe Alexis just met Djokovic.
No, literally.
And he's your favorite player. And then you go 2 years later.
This was 6-7 years ago.
It was 2012.
Was it?
Well, technically,
no, 2013. Because it was
January 2013.
Yeah. So anyway, that was 6 years ago. Yeah, I was just I'll get tan and go on the beach, so I'll just not go to the Hopman Cup. Don't.
It was fun. It was a small stadium, so you could really see everyone play. We had a fun time. We had a really, really fun time. It was, I think, the hottest day that we were there, and they still had the roof open a little bit, but they had the air conditioning on.
Good.
So it was comfortable.
Yeah, anyway, so they played the Hopman Cup together at Tsitsipas and Sakkari. And my mom literally goes, oh my God, look out for Tsitsipas. Is he here watching her? I'm literally probably not, because first, he got out in the first round. He's probably pissed at himself. Second of all, it would just it would cause commotion.
Yeah,
I think if he was there sitting there, and my mom goes, oh, if he was here, I would throw you at him. I was
I don't remember saying that.
You really said that because I did not forget it. Oh, Tsitsipas was here, I would throw you at him. Throw you into him or something. I don't remember saying that. You're just trying to be a good wing woman. Thanks. Okay, so that's it for ins and outs, and I just was gonna do like some general US Open stuff. Like this one has the perfect outfit that you can wear because she figured it out. I had the wrong outfit. I had a skirt tucked. I had a shirt tank top tucked into a skirt, and it was so hot in like this area. Wear a dress.
No, but the thing was,
this one once.
I know because you guys have always gone every year with your school, and it's always like the hottest day.
And it's like casual. We were like tanks.
So
and
I was
shorts,
like, okay, you're gonna be like out in the sun. I don't like the sun, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear. But I'm telling you, the perfect outfit. I had white linen pants, so they were nice and cool. They covered my legs, so I didn't get any sunburn. I think I had a white tank top on.
You might have had that white.
I might have had this white tank top on,
like flowy-ish.
And then I had my big like straw brimmed hat, which you didn't want me to wear because you thought it would be embarrassing or would annoy people. But lots of people had them on, so my head was cool, so my shoulders were cool, and then we were really lucky because they always give away all these like freebies. So it was like some hotel chain or resort or something was giving out these like cooling like towels. So you always put it like around your neck.
And we wet it in the bathroom.
And I said, I wet it with like water. We put it around our neck.
So it was just like a little, like it came down to here.
So cool.
Thank goodness.
And then after I got an iced tea, I got the ice and I told you wrap it in the middle, put it on the neck.
We had the genius thing.
You were fighting me, but you were nice and cool.
No, but it actually was a little too cold for my neck.
Oh my God,
it was like, when it's so cold, it like burns. And she kept being like, I was like, fine, put the ice in there.
And you were cool. And then the other thing is I brought a very lightweight scarf, and I thought if it got cool at night, I'd put it around my shoulders. Well, this one, she put it over her legs because her legs were burning because she had a short skirt on.
I had a skirt and my legs were just like, I put sunscreen on, but they were just like so red and like clammy. Like they were just hot.
The sun. It's just like sun is beating down on you. So yes, and so then I put just something
or just
cool,
a skirt or shorts or dress, and then just bring the scarf because it really did help. And then just sunscreen. Like wear sunscreen before you go. You have to.
And a hat. You have to have a hat on.
Yeah, I had my baseball hat on.
Yeah, but mine was much better because my hat had SPF.
Yeah.
And it didn't have a huge rim. It was just a small rim. There were lots of people wearing them.
So yeah,
it was a fun day. I highly recommend going to the US Open. And we went the first week on a Thursday. And I really liked how we went from court to court and we were able to sit down below so you could see. I mean, the players were like, 10 feet away.
Right.
You could see their expressions. I mean, I really liked it. I mean, I've been other places where you sit in the stadium up high.
How was Roland Garros? Because this was her first time at US Open, but you were at Roland Garros.
Yes.
And were you in more like stadium?
We did
more
both.
Like higher bleachers?
We had days where we were in the stadium, and then we had days when we were down below. But their stadium was not that big, so I think where our seats were really good, so we could still see them.
Yeah.
But at the US Open, I think I'll do this again next year. That was fun, and we got to see so many different people.
Because I recommend, and this is what we always did, like again, we went with our like high school team every year from like years ago, and they would organize the trips. So it was the first Thursday or the first Wednesday, so it was like round 2. I would even go on round 1 because you just see everyone. There's literally someone at a court and you get to discover new people that you like and just get to.
One of my girlfriends, they're big tennis people, and she said did they go the Friday before it started or like at the very
media day or something?
And they said it was like media day, so they saw all the players giving their press conferences and they'll like talk to you and sign autographs.
I was like under the impression that was not.
I will have to ask her
open
now.
to the public.
I'm going to have to ask her exactly what day that was, but she said they do that and then they also do a second day. So a lot of fun.
Good to know. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me
and
for joining us. All right, everyone. See you next time. Cheers.